It's Cup semi-final day, and I might have to fish out a suit because if we make it, we're going to have a suit Cup final day. That's going to be a thing. Welcome to Passport to Poland. What's up, guys? I'm ChasingLamely. Welcome back to episode number 108 of Passport to Poland. And today's episode, we're playing a local derby in the Polish FA Cup semi-final against KGHM Zaglebie. Yeah, so quite a big game. So let's show you quickly what you've missed in terms of the fixtures. So last time out, we played Cracovia in the quarter-final of the Cup. It's been a bit of a mixed bag in the league. We had a 1-1 draw with Legia. Thomas Sindlar, of course, getting himself a goal. He's on fire right now. Then we lost 2-0 to Wisla Plock, who are our closest challengers, or have been our closest challengers in the league. Galeotti having an absolute nightmare in that game. And then we beat Raków 2-1 with Galeotti and Sindlar getting themselves on the score sheet. So Galeotti, very much a mixed performer of late. So that's you guys all caught up on what's going on fixtures-wise in the league. You can see here we are 1 point ahead of Plock, 2 points ahead of Legia. It's a 3-horse race for the title, which is probably the closest it's been in quite a while. We might actually have to work for this championship, but we will work for it. So, let's get into the game. We could have to play Wisla Plock as well, Wisla Krakow or Piast in the final. But first we've got to get through this one, and it will be a challenge. Zaglebie have done fairly well against us. They're not going to be pushovers. It's not going to be a tough one, but also a lot of their team are on loan from us. And I'm just thinking, actually, do I stick with Oli Aguilar on the left-hand side, or do I throw in Galeotti and take the gamble? Aguilar's actually been on decent form the last few times he's played for us, though, so I think we're going to stick with him. And let's submit the team, which looks like this. We've got Wilson in goal, Francis, Stewart, Bang and Sheehan. It's very familiar at this point. Ribeiro and Diego in the middle, with List, Dostalek, Aguilar as the attacking midfield, Sindelar up front. The bench is Cruz, Pachelski, so I've got an option for taking off List if I need to. Longstaff, Lopez, Black, Galeotti, Angerin, Rico and Jordao make up the bench. So let us get into it. Oli Aguilar's lacking match fitness. It's because I've been relying so heavily on Galeotti in the league, trying to get him to be the performer I know he can be. It's an interesting situation because Aguilar is technically the best player at the club, but Galeotti is the highest potential player at the club as far as I can tell. So you know, we've got to try and balance that out. Our two best players are left wingers. It's going to be an issue. Anyone we recognise in the opposing team? I feel like this Slask guy played for us at some point. He didn't. He's just played against us a lot. Charlie Iansen at the back there. He must have had an interesting career as an Englishman to make it to Poland. He's just got to Poland this season. Played for Grimsby and then went to play for Elche. I guess he went through the Glen Hoddle Academy. Went to play for Elche and then he's kind of worked his way up. Had a season playing in La Liga, playing a lot of games in Spain, and then he's come to Poland. So interesting career path for him, but no one recognised on the field as far as I'm aware. Zabski may have come through our youth team, or we looked at buying him, I can't remember. I've come across so many of these names before, I don't know if they're the ones I'm thinking of even. It's fine, let's get into the game, let's not hang around. Let's just get ourselves to a stage where we can, you know, try and rack up a result. Do I feel our ambitions for the club? Yes. We're unbeaten in 6 matches. How much manage does it give us as kick-off approaches? Well, it's a brand new match. Let's not get complacent. How are we approaching the task of... We're just going to beat them. We've left Pleshko out. Why is that? We'll say we'll rest. I think I forgot that he was not picked. I'll be honest, I think I just forgot we hadn't picked him, but it's fine. We'll get through without him. It will be fine. Nick Francis isn't actually fully fit, and I probably should have clocked that when I was picking the team, because that would have been where I would have slotted in Pleshko had I noticed. But still, we'll make it go. We'll make it go. We've always made a good go of it, made a good fist of things, and well, we've adapted and adjusted and made it work. But they're inspired by the feedback. No highlights so far. Very nothing game as yet. But those are always the most dangerous games, because when nothing has happened, that usually means something bad will happen. But it will be fine. We'll make it all come together. I have faith. Let's get creative. They've got a throw in. That's not a good sign. Karbovnik to Lukashevsky. Shish. I'm sure Shish played for us. We had a Shish play for us. I'm sure we did. In fact, I think it was Shish that played for us and Sliss that didn't, and I've got confused as Shish. Patrick Shish heads it away, and yeah, I did say bad things were going to come, and bad things have come, and we are losing away in a cup semi-final against our rivals, and that has got to hurt the players. They need to step up now. Beautiful header, really good cross as well. But we need to focus, get ourselves back into this game, and hopefully we will find our way back into the game. Shihak to blame for that one as things stand, but we've got ourselves a corner. Who's going to step up and take it? It's Aguilar taking it. Oh, it goes over everyone. Off the crossbar from Liss, or the post. Close, unlucky. And we need to start doing something. Liss is not having a great game. Aguilar's not having a great game. Fairness, half our team aren't having a great game. We need to show some passion for a couple of minutes before we go into half time and see if we can turn this around. And Valdemar Liss, the Polish Messi, needs to actually show us his best, because he's better than that. To be honest, he is better than he's performing right now, and so is Aguilar, to be fair. If needs be, I do have the option to send on a second striker, send on Alex Rico, and we'll have a trip back to the diamond, as we're giving it away to Petrasso, and Teka back to Petrasso. We know he can punish us because he's done it once already with his crossing, but Slask Diego's picked up the ball. He's taken it back to Aguilar. Aguilar wasn't really in position for it. Shihak to bang to Shihak again. Dostalek to bang. Some nice triangles, but nice triangles aren't going to win us this game. Dostalek back to bang. Again, let's stop with the triangles, guys. They're not going to win us the game right now. Dostalek picks up, finds Ribeiro, finally breaks the cycle. Dostalek again to Shihak, ball forward to Aguilar. Aguilar gets onto it. Can he get a cross in? Cuts it back for Sindelar, and Sindelar, with his 27th of the season, has managed to put us back on terms. And Aguilar starting to show why he is the best player at the club, or why he's rated as the best player at the club. But that was, it took him a while to get going. Took him a little while to get interested in the game. A beautiful finish though on the volley from Sindelar, and that will get watched over and over and over by the kids at school in the morning, I'm sure. Liss is dropping off badly in this game, and that's not ideal. Probably Shihak has also started performing, which is going to make it very hard for me to take him off. And I can't send on a left back for no good reason, as ball comes forward. Sindelar has picked it up somewhere in the middle, and now Aguilar is through again. Aguilar has a pop and hits the post. Will he get to the loose ball? He won't. It's gone up for a throw-in, with Charlie Jansen being the guy that gets rid, and now Shihak with a throw-in. Throws it to the opposition, but now we're back on it with Liss. Liss to Ribeiro. We do have an opportunity to attack here. Ribeiro to Slask Diego out to Ribeiro. Ball out wide again to Shihak. Shihak with the cross. Sindelar is there, and it's just over the bar. Oof. We do need Valdemar Liss to perform, though. Valdemar Liss needs to start performing. I don't know. I'm going to have to make the double sub. I don't want to take Shihak off, but I have to replace Slask Diego. That is the issue. Hopefully this won't cost us. Hopefully we'll have more going forward than it looks like. We'll send on Felipe Cruz on the right wing. I've got a little bit more faith in him to be over there than I do Galliotti at this point. Not a lot, must be said. Although to be fair, I can also take off Nick Francis and drop Cruz back if I need to. Let's get creative. Let's give it 5 minutes, because Nick Francis is starting to tire. Pachelski we've used before. We've used him in the Champions League. He's not a bad player by any stretch of the imagination. He is good enough to be here. They've got in fact, let's not make a sub while defending a corner. That always ends badly. Petrasso whips it in. Let's get rid of this. Francis clears it off the line. That's probably a good job, because he was the man I was going to take off, and Wilson tips that over, and it's going to be another corner. And again, let's not make a sub while defending a corner. Let's just hope Petrasso makes a real fist of this one as well, and we can just get rid of it. Petrasso whips it in. Let's get rid of this. very easily done by Silas Diego, but only as far as Collier. And now we need to take the ball. We've done some good defending with Aguilar. Let's make the sub now while we have a chance. So let's swap Cruz back to right back. And you know what, since he's playing as an inverted winger anyway, let's send on Gagliotti there. In theory, he should be okay as an inverted winger on that right-hand side. And having Gagliotti and Aguilar on cannot possibly hurt us at this point, because you know we're looking for something. We've got a free kick. Gagliotti whips it in to Stewart at the back post, off the post again. How many times are we going to hit the woodwork in this game? It's too many already. But if we'd scored every time we hit the woodwork, we'd be 4 or 5 goals up by now. And this one is going to go into I think extra time or penalties. I don't know which it goes to. Unless Aguilar can produce something here. Aguilar to Sindelar, Gagliotti at the back post, and Teca puts it out for a corner, and we're going to have yet another chance. We need to get this in very quickly because the ref will have the whistle at his lips. Aguilar's in no hurry to take the kick, but please be in a hurry to take the kick. Let's get it in to someone, anyone. Back post, Silas Diego forces a save from Cladden, and we've got ourselves another corner. Big pressure. Aguilar doesn't beat the first man this time. Ribeiro gets there though. Can Ribeiro produce something? Ball back to Pachalski, who's over on the right and shouldn't be. Oh, we're heading to extra time. I think we get an extra sub in extra time, which will probably help. It's just a case of whether I use that sub for the purposes of sending on a better penalty taker, or whether I use that extra sub to try and win the game in extra time. It's going to be touch and go for sure. Let's get creative. Let's see if we can milk some last sort of effort from these guys. They've sent on a couple of subs. Mashak to Colosier, to Charlie Jansen. Ball forward. Let's get rid of this. Silas Diego picks it up in the middle. I think he'd be one of the guys I'd think of taking off. Sindelar though is through. Sindelar one-on with the keeper, and he cannot put it away. It was a sitter. He should have put it away. I mean, neither Diego nor Ribeiro are covering themselves in glory. I'm going to have a long hard look at half time and extra time to see who it is that we send on, or who we take off, if we're going to try and win this one in regular time / try and win penalties. Dostalek to Cruz. Ball back to Ribeiro. Ribeiro whips in across, doesn't really find one. Slash Diego's there. Gagliotti needs to lay that off as fast as he can to Ribeiro, to Diego, back to Ribeiro, back to Diego. Come on, we're being forced backwards. Ball over to Aguilar. Aguilar heads it down to Silas Diego, and we're kind of stuck in the same rut. Dostalek though. Dostalek has a pop from range, and Dostalek may have just scored the winning goal, and that is going to change my thinking as to what I'm doing, because that does change everything. I might have to send on a holding midfielder. I don't know where I'll send on the holding midfielder, but I may have to send on a holding midfielder now. I need to figure out where it's going to be, but it will be at half time in extra time for sure. But yeah, I feel like we it's one of those ones where we could just hope we can attack it out. But we've got players tiring. Dostalek is tiring, but he's having a good game, and he's just scored that goal. Aguilar's having it. It's going to come down to who is the worst penalty taker. It's an 8, it's a 10, so currently Aguilar. Silas Diego, a 7, Ribeiro, a 6. And they're all fairly good penalty takers. I wouldn't take off Felipe Cruz anyway, because he's come on as a sub. Pachalski, I guess, is going to be bottom of the order ahead of Bradley Wilson. Sindelar can take one as well. Choices. Who's our best penalty taker? I mean, it's going to be Jordao. Jordao for Ribeiro. Jordao for Ribeiro feels like a solid choice at this stage, so we'll do that just to have that little bit of extra security that we have fresh legs in the midfield. I mean, Jordao can do very well for us here if he needs to, but also because that does give us the extra oomph when it comes to penalty takers, as Aguilar puts in a cross. Felipe Cruz picks up the loose ball way forward. Silas Diego, ball over. Felipe Cruz is there. Felipe Cruz rattles the bar. Gagliotti gives away a free kick, and for time wasting purposes, that's probably not the worst thing he could have done, but also let's not do that, please. Bang to Diego. We're sort of in the ascendancy. Big ball over the top to Sindelar. He's through on goal. Sindelar should have finished that, and he's not had a great game today. If we're completely honest with ourselves, it's not been his best performance in a Slask shirt. As Kolodje has put the ball, plays in Poldar. Wilson's there to save it, and it's gone out for a corner, and this is not pressure we need. But I'm very aware we should be able to do some shouting as well at some stage soon. Machak puts in the ball, bang, heads it clear. Not very far though, and that's kind of gone all over the place. Sweet relief for us, and now we're going to do I guess we'll do a tighten up shout. Felipe Cruz hoofs it over the top. Sindelar finally gets a chance to redeem himself, and he's absolutely hoofed it into the crowd. Someone behind that goal clearly said something about his mum, and he thought he'd take a pop at them. And we've just made it through, and there is going to be a suit in the next episode. But who are we going to be playing? That's going to be the big question. We will be the away team because the league champions will always be the away team. Essentially, the team that finished highest in the league the previous season is always the away team. We're playing Wisla Krakow, who also need extra time to get through. So that will tell us when that next episode is happening. Let's just get a date on that, the 2nd of May, which is going to put it sometime in amongst our championship group games. So we'll come back for that. Anything here we need to look at? I don't think there is. So let's wrap up the episode, because that would be nice for you, for me, for everyone. Right, thanks for watching, guys. As always, I've been chasing lamely. You can find me on socials below. There's the Twitter, the Insta, the Patreon. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe so I know you are here. Also, if you check in the description below, you'll find I've just opened a merch store, because I used to make like fun pop culture-y type t-shirts, and so I thought I'd start doing that again. So give that a click, see if there's anything that takes your fancy. There's an F1 themed Real Men Don't Lift shirt, and there's one with the channel logo on it for now. But if I come up with more ideas, I'll add more ideas, and we'll see if any of you fancy grabbing yourself some very rare, very exclusive kinds of merch. But anyway, in the meantime, guys, I have been Chasing Lamely. Thank you very much for watching. Have a good one.